Hello and welcome to Shannon Gardens. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this blustery day today. So today I'm focusing on planting my herb garden. I plant my herbs in a raised bed, and so I'll show you that process of cleaning out the old soil, adding the fresh soil, and what fertilizer I'm adding to that soil, as well as the different herbs that I'm planting and what herb I choose to plant by itself. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you guys the herbs I'm putting in first, and then I will show you guys the potting mix that I'm using and the fertilizer I'm mixing in as well. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I wanted to share with you guys what herbs I am planting. So I've got sage, and I've got thyme, chives, and oregano, basil, and cilantro. And then one additional item that I have that I've always planted but never this variety is I've got mint here, but I'm planting orange mint, and I generally use mint in my iced tea in the summertime, and so I just thought orange mint would be really tasty and something different, so I'm excited to try that. Now I do plant my mint in a separate container from the elevated garden on all the other herbs, simply because mint has a tendency to overtake everything. It really is a prolific grower, and so I like it contained in its own area so that the other herbs have a chance to spread out without the mint interfering. So we'll go ahead and get these in the new soil. So here are the items I'm going to be adding to my raised container. I will be removing all of the old soil, adding this raised bed and potting mix that's made specifically for the raised beds. And I will also be adding earthworm castings, which I had also added to my tomatoes, and that's just to help enrich the soil. And then I will also be using the Dr. Earth tomato, vegetable, and herb fertilizer. So I will mix that all together, and after I get done removing all of my old soil, I will add this in, and then I will get my herbs planted. All right, you guys, so I've got my fresh soil in here. I've added some earthworm castings. I've got my fertilizer, which I'm just going to sprinkle on top here, and then I'm going to work that into my soil. And then I will get my herbs planted. All right, so I've got them here in their pots, and I forgot to tell you guys, I think that I actually have parsley as well, but I'm putting my taller herbs in the back and then my shorter herbs up front. And I actually like to put my cilantro where it gets a little bit more shade in the late afternoon, because I do find that it has a tendency to burn. So that's just where I found that it does its best. So I will just take these out of the pots and place them in here, and it's so easy. This really is the reason why I like doing the elevated gardening, is because you just simply dig your hole, place your plant there, and you are good to go. It is so easy, and so much easier than trying to work the red clay that we have here in my area. All right, so I am done. I have my herbs planted. That was so quick, so nice and easy in this elevated container. And I may end up putting some pine straw down just to help protect those roots and retain moisture as we go through the summer months. But for right now, I've got them planted as is. And then I also have my mint planted as well in its own container. And that way it can just fill out here without impeding the growth of any other herbs if I had planted them all together. One thing I did want to mention is that I do like to save these smaller pots, such as the ones that the herbs came in, particularly if I'm looking to start something from seed, or if I have a small cutting that I want to root and establish into a larger plant. It's just always nice to have a few of these around, and that way you don't have to go and buy a container. You can just utilize the ones that your plants came in already. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to get those herbs planted and can't wait for them to start filling in and using them. So thank you so much again. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, happy gardening and goodbye.